Hey everyone, and welcome back. Last time we took the first big step on our cloud journey, creating an AWS account. Before we dive into today's topic, let's have a quick look at what we covered. We successfully created our AWS account, learned about the AWS free tier, and understood that the root user is the master key to our account. Now that our account is set up, it's time to learn how to navigate it securely. Today, we are covering two absolutely critical topics. First, we have the AWS Management Console, which is our main control panel for everything in AWS. Think of it like the cockpit of an airplane. And second, we have IAM or Identity and Access Management, the security system for our entire cloud account. This is your security guard. Why are we focusing on this? For three key reasons: security, following best practices, and having control over who can access what. And here's a crucial tip for you: we are also showing you how to delete everything we create to ensure you don't get any surprise charges. It's a vital lesson for every cloud professional. Let's get started. Now, to understand the importance of IAM, think about a computer in an office, a college, or a lab. The person who sets up the computer, the IT administrator, has a master account with full unrestricted access. They can install any program, change any settings, and access every single file. This is exactly like the root user in AWS. It's incredibly powerful, and because of that, it should be used very carefully and only for a few high level tasks. Now, imagine a new employee joins the team. Would you give them the password to that master account? Of course not. You don't want them to accidentally delete important files or install the wrong software. Instead, you create a separate user account for them with specific limited access. A student in a college lab might only be able to use a few specific applications, and a few intern might only have access to one shared folder. This is exactly what an IAM user is: a separate, secure account for a person to perform the specific tasks. And what if your office has 50 employees in the marketing department? You wouldn't manage permissions for each person's individually. That would be huge amount of work. Instead, you'd create a marketing team group and give it all the necessary permission. Then you simply add all 50 employees to that one group. If a new employee joins, you just add them to the group and they instantly inherit all the necessary access. That's the power of an IAM group. All right, a lot of talking, yeah? Let's jump into the AWS Management Console. So this is our Management Console. You can search anywhere, anything from this search bar. So you just have to type EC2. You get into the EC2 section. If you want to get into storage, type S3 or storage, whatever is there in your mind. So you get all these things. Now, this is why this is a very powerful search bar. So whatever you want to search anywhere, you don't have to click on this long application, all services. So get into this stuff. Rather, just put it here, and you can ask any information which you're looking for to work on that specific time. Okay, let's go back to console. Now you can also access services from the main menu here, which is categorized. Right, all services, it is categorized service by category. So this is how you can navigate and get into any services you want. Okay, and I find it useful, very useful. So one of the first thing you should notice in the region selector in the top right, where we concluded last in the last section, that AWS has a lot of data centers all over the world. We'll be using AP South 1. Yeah, AP South 1, which is the Mumbai region. We are choosing this region for two important reasons: lower latency for a fast experience and reduced data transfer cost, since you will be closer to the AWS servers. Now, let's go to the most important service for today: IAM. Just type IAM in the search bar. It gives you the option, select it. There you go. So this is the IAM dashboard, right? The core of IAM is made for four things: users, groups, policies, and roles. Okay. So this IAM is your key to the entire cloud. And as you explore other services, you will need an IAM user or role to access them securely. That's why we are learning this fundamental skill first. Later, you'll come to a point where if today you're saying that, oh, I'm not interested in going into the user account creation because it is just for my individual purpose and I'm trying to just explore it. But there are services which will be needing this. That is the main reason we are using it in the start itself rather than going at that point of time. Okay. So as I mentioned, it is made up of four things: users, groups, policies, and roles. So just make those points: users, groups, policies, and roles. So let's start with users. Okay, how to create users. So on the left hand side, you see users. So here I'll click on user. So now let us create users. Create user. I will put it as my cloud admin, and I will give him the management console access. So now it pops up with the two options. One is identity center and the one is the IAM user. If I'm using the identity center, it takes me to the new page, manage identity center. And here I have to enable it in order to go through a different section of identity center. So that I'm not doing at the moment. What we'll be doing is we'll just leave this as it is, and just to follow the process of user creation, then giving permission through groups and review, and this is the process which we are going to follow. So I'll cancel this. I'll select this. I want to create an IAM user, give it a password, and I'll uncheck this. Next. Right. So now I come to a section where we have to set permissions. And the best practice is to set permission to a new group. Okay. So that whenever any new account is being created, I'll just have to add them to this group so that they get those permissions. Yeah. So I'll create a group. Here, all the policies are there, permission policies. So what I'll do is I'll search for administrator access. Sorry about the special administrator access. So it gives a provides full access to AWS services. And this is just like adding a new user to the administrator group on your Windows PC. Yeah. So I'll select this and click on create user group. Now we assign the group we just made to a new user. Okay. Group name I'm missing, so I'll write admins and create user group. Done. So we have a group name called admin with a policy of administrator access. Next, we have the username as my cloud admin. Create user. Bingo. So here I have a username my cloud admin. So this is what I will be using for logging into IAM account, or rather my AWS, where it gives root user and IAM. So that is where I will be using this username and password for logging in rather than getting into the root. Okay. So now I'll do return to user list. Sorry, viewed or downloaded this. Okay, so good. I'll download it so that I'll have all the credentials handy. If tomorrow I have to create 10, 20 admins or say users, so I'll have all the username password in this file, which I can share it and give it to all the users who will be going to access this AWS console. All right. Now let's create our second user. Okay, and this time we are going to create a standard user. This user was an admin user, and now we'll create a standard user. And let us give it a name, standard user. We'll also give him the console access. Same, I'll create an IAM user, custom password. Okay, don't want to change it. My standard user. Okay, so here we are again getting prompt of add user group. Now we will not be creating a new group. Instead, we'll attach a specific policy directly to the user. Okay, so what we'll do is attach policy, and here we'll search for a policy named Amazon S3 read only access. Okay, next. This policy will only allow our standard user to view S3 buckets, but they cannot change or delete anything. This is a great example of least privilege, giving a user only the permission they need. Okay, click user. Okay, create user. Done. Return to users list. So we again, if I have to continue, I know this. Okay, that's it. So here, if you see this, I started with Hyderabad, but because this is a access IAM, it is standard. It is a global. A user can use create accounts anywhere and access resources from anywhere. Now I'll just before logging out. See, this is the account ID. Okay, don't forget this. This is very important. Okay, keep this handy because while logging in, we will be needing this account ID. Let us sign out and we will sign in to the console. First with the admin user and another one with the standard user. So I told you about the account ID. This is where we have to put the account ID. Okay, my cloud admin, I'll use this. Okay, sign in. Now see, this is a standard cloud admin access page. We are able to log in. My cloud admin, remember that? You don't have the permission to see the color of this account. So there are various restrictions. Sign out. And now I will be logging in using the standard user. Account ID remains same. I'll use my standard user. Sign in. Great. So everything is working now. Yeah. Just to understand, before we move on, let's quickly review a few key policy types. This will help you choose the right permissions for your own needs. Okay, IAM policy types, and here are the permissions you'll use most often: administrator access, read only access, Amazon S3 full access. This gives complete control over Amazon S3, including creating and deleting buckets. And the moment I add S3 read only access, it is view only access to S3 buckets. And power user access gives full access to the most services, but without the ability to manage IAM users. Okay, so I will log off. Fantastic. So remember in the first, what we said that once we are done with this, we'll be also covering how to delete it. Yeah. So what we did is we created two users, one admin and one standard user, and one user group. Remember? So let's delete them. It's very simple process. Okay. Now we are in. Let us go in the IAM dashboard. Okay. We'll go see one. We created one user groups and two users with two different roles, right? Okay. So we'll go into the users and we'll select these and click on delete. So for deleting, it will ask us to type confirm. The moment we type confirm, delete users, both the users are gone, right? Let us go with user groups, admin, delete. So whatever was the name, admins, delete. So this is also gone. So whatever we created, we have deleted it. And that's it. We have successfully removed all the resources we created in this session. Now we can log out and be confident that my account is exactly as it was before with no extra charges or security risks, right? Great. Now that you have got your IAM user setup, let's go back and summarize what we learned. The AWS Management Console is the central hub. IAM is a security foundation, and we should always use an IAM user instead of the root account. We learned how to create a user, put them in a group, and attach a policy to manage their permissions. These are the absolute fundamentals of working securely in the cloud. Now you're all set to begin the building. In our next episode, we'll cover something interesting which everyone is looking forward to. If this video was helpful, please hit that like button to let me know and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.